And we are set for the boys contest here tonight for you on 10 TV Sports. Panorama, coached by Kent Meiskens, comes into this ball game with a 1-1 conference record. Their starting five consists of Paul Engel, Adam Stringer, Scott Stanley, Derek Breitbach, and Mitch Kemp. The good Ralston at 1-1 in conference play as well, and 2-1 overall, coached by Kirk Deline, assisted by Craig Lynch. The starting five: Jason Rohrbeck, Blair Danner, Clay Morris, Tony Whitaker, and Andy Pudens. And foul immediately here. Goes against Tony Whitaker. Glidden Ralston Tuesday night defeated East Green in a pretty good ball game. And they needed a good ball game after losing last Friday night to Guthrie Center in a big way. Glidden Ralston winning it Tuesday night over East Green, 52-46. Leading the way in scoring was Tony Whitaker, who had 19 points for the Wildcats. No score here. First minute of play in this boys contest. Rohrbeck fires it down to Whitaker. Has to save it, and does, to Pudens. Glidden Ralston squad's trying to make it a sweep here tonight, and the ball stolen away by Derek Breitbach, a junior. And a pass is blocked. And a foul called. Rohrbeck came up strong and blocked that basketball. In a small gym, and they all run into the walls, into the padding, and it always seems to be a little worse than it actually was. But that will send Scott Stanley to the free throw line. I don't know how that one stayed out of there, but it did. Stanley, a junior. Actually, all juniors in the starting five for Panorama. And the first point of the ball game goes to Panorama. 1-0 is our score. Blair Danner. Clay Morris, who does a nice job of being the floor general here for Glidden Ralston. Gets that one back after Stringer taps it away. Danner underneath, left alone. Rohrbeck found him. The ball was tapped out of bounds. It will still be Wildcat basketball. Nice look there from Danner on the out-of-bounds play. Tony Whitaker, the senior, gets the Wildcats on the board now. 2-1 is our score. Firing up a three. Just off the mark. Whitaker the rebound. That was Paul Engel. Just a bit short on that one. Both teams really getting after it here to start things off. Like the girls matchup, both these teams standing at 1-1 in conference play. Here's Whitaker. This patented move to the basket. Likes to go to that right side and will draw the foul from Mitch Kemp.
Deny him the ball. Don't let him have the ball.
Danner again will inbound it. Needs to hurry. Finds Pudens. Going to spin a little, make a little move there on the near side block. Has it blocked away by Kemp. And here comes Panorama. They look like they like to run just as much as Glidden Ralston does. Got a foul called. It'll be against the Wildcats, I do believe. And it's Tony Whitaker, and that's 2 now on Tony. And we got a timeout on the floor. 2-1, Glidden Ralston with the slim lead. Not even 2 minutes gone by yet here in this ball game. Well, there's not a lot of teams that we've seen so far, although the season's very early, that matches up speed-wise with Glidden Ralston. Looks like this Panorama team likes to run as well. Both these teams similar as far as size, and it looks like apparently very similar as far as quickness as well. First sub of the ball game for Glidden Ralston is Nathan Seaton, replacing Tony Whitaker, who has 2 fouls. That last foul they gave to Andy Pudens, his first, team 4th now for Glidden Ralston. Just a 1-point Wildcat lead. Glidden Ralston in a zone defense almost pays off for a turnover, and it does. Goes off the legs of Scott Stanley. And here's the full court press now by Panorama. Clay Morris. Here's where he's very valuable to this team. Handling the pressure and just had it slapped away as he went against 3 players, and they're going to call a travel. Not really the fault of Engel there, as slipped on the floor. 5:47 left first period. Just things getting warmed up here. Seaton with the basketball. Gets it off now to Danner. Nowhere to go, and his pass was read by Stanley and picked off. Panorama, this boys team, they lost Tuesday night to Guthrie Center in a pretty close ball game. 3-point game was all. Glidden Ralston losing to Guthrie Center by many more than that, although the Wildcats not showing their true colors that night. Here's a running jumper going down for Derek Breitbach. And here's that full court pressure. Paying off again. Stanley right there to collect the steal by Engel. And it's 5-2. Panorama with the lead. You're used to seeing Glidden Ralston doing that. Seaton wisely does not come over the back, and here comes the Panthers. Rebound and putback. Fouled was Kemp. Right there, had that shot dead to rights and just could not get it to go down. Andy Pudens, his second personal foul. As Panorama has come out running and gunning here in this game tonight. They enjoy a 3-point lead in the opening portions of this ball game. Mike Rosso, sophomore, will check in, replacing Paul Engel. Kemp gets 1 of 2 for his first point, and then he'll get a rest, replaced in the lineup by DJ Biegler. And the Wildcats going to have to figure out this full court press. Justin Walters will check in, replacing Clay Morris. To see if Walters can have any better luck getting the ball up against the quickness of Panorama. 6-2 is our score. Seaton wants to get it right back to Poods. He'll have to hurry. Just does get it across the timeline. And they are blue jerseys flying all over the place here. Warbeck back to Walters. There's a nice cut to the basket by Walters and a grab. It's Rosso, I believe, reaching out. Second team foul committed by the Panthers. 6-2 is the lead for Panorama. Every pass is contested by Panorama. There's not been a clean, successful pass so far by Glidden Ralston, I don't believe. So far, the intensity mark has to go to Panorama. Right there again, more hustle. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on Rosso. It is on Rosso. And he has 2 quick fouls here in this ball game coming up off the bench. The Wildcats trail by 4, and not able to finish that play was Rohrbeck for Glidden Ralston. 4 minutes left, first period. Casey Wood, number 23, has checked in also for Panorama. He's number 23 on the near side, and a blocking foul committed. One thing these officials, as they call a foul on Justin Walters, taking a few notes from the college officials this year and not letting anything get by them. A lot of touch fouls being called, but so far very consistently. There's Casey Wood contributing off the bench with the basket. The lead is 6 now for Panorama, 8-2. And a foul. Adam Stringer running alongside Nathan Seaton. Got called for the bump. And if both teams are this aggressive, it's not unlikely that we'll see a lot of fouls called. Seaton now, he'll drive in the lane and bank it home. Nathan Seaton, the senior, gets only the second bucket for the Wildcats here. 8-4 now. Panthers out in front. That pass too hot to handle. Off the hands of Jason Rohrbeck, out of bounds. Paul Engel checks back in, replacing Derek Breitbach. That last name, Breitbach, a basketball name. Breitbach family from Cedar Rapids Regis for years. Had a strong tradition. I don't know if he's related or not. As we approach 3 minutes left here in this first period. A miss by Stringer, and here comes Walters for Glidden Ralston. Danner, strong move to the hole, no good. Gets the rebound and the putback. 8-6 now. That's a tough shot. Almost got it to go, did Stringer. He runs down his own miss. Engel now moves it around to Wood, and Panorama will set it up. Well, not for very long, as the shot taken and the foul called. We're going to call it on Rohrbeck, I believe, on the push on the rebound. That's two quick ones on Jason Rohrbeck, so both Rohrbeck and Whitaker have 2 fouls. Blair Danner and Andy Pudens will get a rest, replaced in the lineup by John Augustus and number 34, Brandon Squibb. 2-point Panorama lead at the free throw line. Mitch Kemp. And we had a lane violation, I believe, against Glidden Ralston. So Panorama and Kemp will get another shot at it. Got to do the front end of the one-on-one again, and this time he makes it good. Rohrbeck corrals the miss on that one. It's a 3-point Panorama lead, 9-6. Doing a better job of handling the press here as of late. Squibb to Rohrbeck. No good. Augustus. John Augustus just in off the bench, and a steal by Squibb, and has it taken right back. And we're going to have a travel against Panorama, as Adam Stringer was rolling on the ground. Said he had possession of it and called him on the travel. 9-8 is our score. Panorama with the 1-point lead. Squibb needs to get rid of it and gets it to Jeremy David, who's checked in now. Number 10, a freshman. There's a shot by Seaton, no good. Squibb gets the rebound for the Wildcats. Back out to Seaton. And Glidden Ralston will set it up. 2 minutes left first period, and Glidden Ralston looking like they're a little more lively now after being down early by 6. Rohrbeck comes out front now to take it. Man-to-man defense being played by Panorama. Very aggressive man-to-man, overplaying the passing lanes. Nice pass down to Rohrbeck, and he puts it home. First basket for Jason Rohrbeck. And the Wildcats have the lead, 10-9 and a travel. And a timeout taken by Panorama. 1:32 left first period, 10-9. Glidden Ralston with the 1-point lead. Well, Glidden Ralston trailed early in this ball game by 6. So battling back here a little bit. They have the lead now by 1. And they started to match the intensity Panorama came out with. And they've done a better job of handling this full court press as well. Jeremy David almost had it stolen. Number 21, Scott Stanley. This Panorama team has been about the quickest team I've seen come into this gym for quite some time. Rohrbeck. Called called him for the charge. And that is 3. Maybe it's just 2 on Jason Borbeck. I have him down for 3. The official score has him down for 2. At least the scoreboard says that. Nope, they do have him for 3 as they click them on. So my books were correct, and he'll have to sit down. Andy Pudens checks back in. The Wildcats in an extended zone defense here. Still a 1-point Wildcat lead as we approach 1 minute left in this first period. With the ball, that's Paul. And the pass is off the mark, controlled by Jeremy David. Nathan Seaton, they leave him open. He'll take the shot, no good. Rebound by Pudens. Pump fakes, and the push goes against Mitch Kemp, number 43. His second, 5th team foul against Panorama. Jeremy David, just a freshman, doesn't play like a freshman, however, comes in and does a nice job handling the ball against that press. Andy Pudens, a good free throw shooter. His first points for tonight. That one finds home as well. 12-9 lead now for Glidden Ralston. Little reach around by David, and that's going to get called every time just because it looks so bad. Whether he touched him or not, I did. Almost always going to be called on that one. And the bonus already is Panorama, so they'll be shooting free throws from every foul called from here to halftime, which we've got 41 seconds left here in this first period. Breitbach cannot make it good, however, and still a 3-point deficit faced by Panorama here. 12-9, Glidden Ralston hanging on. Little spin move by John Augustus. Comes off the bench and gets a couple of baskets for the Wildcats. It's 14-9 now. Breitbach trying to hit the 3, no good. Engel, the rebound. And the defense for Glidden Ralston has become a little stiffer as well. There's a shot by Kemp using the backboard, and a foul called against Panorama. No, actually, no. It's against Nathan Seaton for Glidden Ralston. His team was bringing the ball up the court. Apparently, he was setting a pick. He got called for a moving pick, however. So at the free throw line now for Panorama is Mike Rosso. I'm sorry, number 21, Scott Stanley at the free throw line. His team trails by 3. He tries to cut into it. 5 seconds left in the first period. Stanley's second is good. He has 4 points. Long throw down to Seaton. And an over and back call. So a 3.3 seconds left here in the first. Panorama will get a quick look at the bucket here. They trail by 2, 14-12. Good look at a 3. No good. So it's a 2-point Wildcat lead after 1, 14-12. Here we go with the second quarter. Glidden Ralston hanging on to a 2-point lead. It's been a good ball game so far. Both teams showing a lot of quickness, a lot of speed. Panorama had a 6-point lead at one point. The Wildcats have battled back, and now they enjoy a 2-point lead. Clay Morris, Andy Pudens, John Augustus, Blair Danner, and Brandon Squibb in there right now for Glidden Ralston.
Help, help.
There's Danner. Doesn't get the hoop, but does draw the foul. Paul Engel, the man committing that one. That is the 6th team foul, so the Wildcats not in the bonus. However, Danner was in the shooting motion, so he'll go to the line for 2. Blair, also a very good free throw shooter. This Wildcat team does pretty well from the old charity stripe. Not really a guy that you can look to foul definitely and know that your chances are good he's going to miss. Most guys that step up there for the Wildcats, better than 70% shooters, I would say. 4-point lead now. Little confusion. Two Panthers in the same spot. Makes for a fast break for Squibb. First points for Squibb off the bench. Lead is 6 now for Glidden Ralston. That's the largest, and Gustus fighting for it down low. Takes it away from the Panorama guy. Here comes Morris. And they call a travel. Seen a lot of calls from officials away from the play this year. Like there's official right there on that one. He did not make the call. The other official from across the court did, and didn't get an argument from anyone, so apparently it was a good call. Just underway here in the second quarter, 18-12. Glidden Ralston battled back to take the lead here. Another turnover. Squibb got a hand on it. Here comes Morris. Takes it up strong, no good. Rebounded by Breitbach. Panorama hustles it right back down. Jumper goes through for Paul Engel. His first basket. And here's that full court press after the made basket. Pudens dribble across. Loses it, but Danner right there. And there's Augustus. 6 points for John Augustus in this first half. The lead back to 6 now, 20-14. Wide open underneath. That's Kemp. Got away from the defense. 20-16 now. And the Wildcats, in the face of that full court press, you can get by the initial tier of that pressure. A lot of times can lead to some fast break points. That time Danner just a bit off the mark. No good. Pudens to rebound. He'll try baseline. He's cut off there by Breitbach. And Breitbach did get a hand on that one, so it will be Wildcat basketball. And a timeout on the floor. 4-point Wildcat lead with 5:33 left in this first half. 5 minutes, 33 seconds left, first half. The Wildcats faced once again with that full court pressure. And again, to clarify the rule here, you see that red restraining line around the court. Since it's a smaller gym, on an out-of-bounds play, no player on the offensive side of things can be in that zone at all. Can't even step into it, whether you receive the ball or not. That time, Clay Morris, so he was trying to get open, stepped into that area, got called for the violation. You see that happen to the visiting team because they're not aware of it as much, but you don't see it happen very often to Glidden Ralston. However, they will get the ball back on the 3-second violation against Panorama. And a sticky man-to-man defense being played by the Panthers here in this first half. Brandon Squibb will sit down. Justin Walters replaces him in the lineup. Andy Pudens, double teamed, gets it now over to Walters, and he bounces it ahead to Augustus. It's stolen. Well, not officially as of yet, as the Wildcats have it back. Jump ball called. It'll belong to Panorama. Still a 4-point lead for Glidden Ralston. And one of our fine sponsors, Dan and Kathy Nace, owners of the Wildcat Hardware. They invite you to stop by and check out their new sportsman line for all your fishing and hunting needs. Open weekdays until 6. Thursday evenings from 7 to 9 and Saturdays from 8 to 1. Or you can give them a call at 659-3444. That's the Wildcat Hardware. Walters dropping it off now to Danner. And some big-time contact down low. They have a foul called as John Augustus crashes. And Breitbach a little hot under the collar, and he's calmed down by his teammates. They call the foul actually on Blair Danner. And Danner, I caught a forearm right to the side of the head from John Augustus, who came flying in. And then Danner got called for the foul, so I'm sure Blair does not feel too good about that whole situation. And at the free throw line is Breitbach, who he needed to and did calm down there quickly. He was close to picking up a technical. after all that rough play down low. Four-point Wildcat lead, 4:42 left first half. Can't get either one. And the rebound to Augustus. Clay Morris working against Mike Rosso. Drop it down now to Augustus. He gets over to Walters, who decides to take the shot. No good. Danner has it tapped away by Breitbach. And Nathan Seaton now controls it for Glidden Ralston. They'll set up the offense. No zone here being played by Panorama. It's all man-to-man. And it's very aggressive. Glidden Ralston so far has weathered the early storm as they lead it by 4. And have done a nice job on the boards, like right there by Danner. And he gets another shot at it and saves it to Walters. The official stopped play as Nathan Seaton and Scott Stanley were tied up. I think Seaton might have lost a contact lens. Those two are kind of grappling at each other down low. Casey Wood checks back in, and Breitbach will have a seat. Under 4 minutes left first half. 20-16, Glidden Ralston. It's been at that count for a little while now. Glidden Ralston being very patient offensively. You'd like to see that. Not forcing anything up there. Walters, they work it around the perimeter now to Morris, who's trying to look inside at Danner. Of course, there's no shot clock to worry about in high school basketball, so they can take as much time as they need to get that open look. Seaton off the mark by quite a little bit on that one, and we have fast break coming the other way. And it is put in by Adam Stringer. First bucket of the night for Stringer. It's a 2-point ball game now, 20-18, and here comes Glidden Ralston now. Walters hitting Danner, who answers. 6 points for Blair Danner, he and John Augustus leading the way in the scoring column for Glidden Ralston in this first half. 22-18. Just under 3 minutes left. Ball was tapped, so no over and back call. That jumper off, saved by Stanley. Back to Rosso. His three-pointer no good. And a third try now for Panorama. Stanley works inside. Was fouled and somehow got that one to fall through. Blair Danner, the man who had him by the arm, and Stanley muscled that ball up to the rim and got it to go in. He has 6 points, and he'll see if he can't finish off a three-point play here. At 4 locations, the folks at the Farmers Co-op Elevator in Glidden, Litterdale, Lanesboro, and Carroll are there when you need them. Stop and see them for your farm needs. That's the Farmers Co-op, another one of our proud sponsors of Glidden Ralston sports activities. Stanley, with that free throw, has 7 points, leading the way for the Panthers. It's a 1-point game now. Panorama creeping back into it, 22-21. Hoodens keeps the dribble alive, dribbles through the pressure, needs some help now, and it's tied up. Breitbach ties it up back in the ball game now as Breitbach. Arrow pointing Wildcat direction. Squibb gets it, has it tapped away, is fouled. Rosso slaps it away from behind. That is the 17th foul now, so the Wildcats will be shooting some free throws. Good job, Mike. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left here in this first half. It's been an up and down ball game here. Kind of fun to watch. Very fun to watch, as a matter of fact. Two teams really getting after it. Squibb won't want to remember that one, I'm sure. Not drawing any iron, and that's automatic out of bounds to the other team. Glidden Ralston still hanging on, however, to that 1-point lead, 22-21. Stanley bounces it, tries to get it inside to Kemp, has it slapped away. Out top, Breitbach gets it. Stanley left open for three. Scott Stanley comes alive here as of late offensively. He has 10 points. John Augustus goes strong to the hoop and is fouled, and it goes. John Augustus, good night for him. Mitch Kemp, that is his third foul. And we are tied up at 24. John Augustus at the free throw line, going to try and break that tie. 8 first half points for John Augustus, the junior, off the bench. That's short. Pudens the rebound. He puts it up and is fouled. Guess who it's on? It's Kemp. That is 4 on him. The starting inside player has 4 fouls here in this first half. He just checked back in and picked up 2 quick ones. We're still tied up at 24 apiece, and there's Andy Pudens. He has 3 points all on free throws tonight. In the lineup, DJ Biegler replacing Kemp. Andy Pudens gives his team a 2-point lead once again, 26-24. There's Breitbach. A lot of fouls here in this first half. This one will be a blocking foul called against Andy. On Pudens, that is 3. Jason Rohrbeck's been on the bench for a while with 3 fouls as well for Glidden Ralston. 1:43 left in the first half. The Wildcats clinging to a 2-point lead. And now it's 1 as Breitbach gets the first, earns himself a second here. .26 all now, and here's that pressure. They get it ahead to Augustus, who loses it. Pass a little high for him. Breitbach quickly to the basket, no good, and the rebound by Pudens, and jump ball called. Possession arrow. Officials have had their hands full in this one tonight. Actually, no, it wasn't a jump ball. They called a foul against DJ Biegler. So we'll be shooting free throws over here now. And Pudens, not the guy you want to see at the line if you're Panorama. It's a perfect 4 for 4 so far tonight. He's got a good stroke from there. John Augustus off the bench, leading the way offensively with 8 points here in this first half for Glidden Ralston. Andy Pudens looks like he could stand up there all night and knock these down. That one rims out. Squibb taps it back to David, who lays it in. Jeremy David gives the Wildcats a 3-point lead. As time's running down here in the first half, 1:20 left. Panorama did a nice job of working the ball around the perimeter, looking for the open shot, and the Wildcat defense do a nice job of making sure they don't have one. There's a turnover as David corrals it. Jeremy David, for a freshman here at varsity level, nice job of handling the pressure. Pudens strong to the hole, no good. Squibb the rebound. Seeing some big help off the bench tonight for the Wildcats in the form of John Augustus and Brandon Squibb, and there's Augustus with the rebound. 31-26, Squibb ahead and loses it. Had him there. Nice effort by the bench tonight for Glidden Ralston. 5-point lead. Each team has led at times by 6. Glidden Ralston has had the lead a good portion of this second period, and Squibb commits the personal foul, and that will send number 13 Adam Stringer to the free throw line. First Bank and Trust in Glidden is your full-service bank for all your checking and savings needs. See them for loans for your business or farm operation. First Bank and Trust in Glidden has an in-house computer system and convenient banking hours. The First Bank and Trust in Glidden, member FDIC. Blair Danner checks back in, replacing Andy Prudence. Prudence with those 3 fouls, going to be sitting down now to make sure he does not pick up his 4th. 32 seconds left. And Stringer makes it just a 3-point game. David with the ball, gets it ahead to Augustus. And now Morris controls it past the timeline, and the Wildcats. Nice pass down to Squibb. Nice up fake. 33-28. Back to a 5-point lead now. Down to 10 seconds left first half. There's Breitbach with it. Now Stanley waiting for the last shot. Stringer down to 3 seconds. There's a shot. Probably not the one you want. Almost banked it in. And Danner and Augustus lost out of bounds with 0.3 seconds left. Have to be a very quick shot put up here by Panorama. Breitbach will inbound it. Going for the tap, and it's knocked out of there by Augustus. So after half, Ralston leads it by 5, 33-28. .28 is our score at halftime. Glidden Ralston with that halftime lead of 5 points. They were led in scoring by John Augustus, and that was pretty much the story of the first half for Glidden Ralston. As you see, Scott Stanley with his 12th point cut the lead down to 3. Good bench play for the Wildcats in that first half. Augustus and Squibb both getting some good minutes in there. We have a foul called against Panorama. That is against Derek Breitbach, his first. John Augustus had 8 points. Blair Danner had 6. Brandon Squibb also was 6 in that first half. Tony Whitaker on the bench the majority of that first half with 3 fouls, as was Jason Warbeck, who gets the basket right there. Starting 5 once again for the Wildcats: Jason Warbeck, Blair Danner, Clay Morris, Tony Whitaker, and Andy Prudence. For Panorama, they go with Paul Engel, Adam Stringer, Scott Stanley, Derek Breitbach, and Mitch Kemp. Ball not able to be handled by Stanley. 35-30, just underway here, second half. Glidden Ralston, 5-point lead. Whitaker and Warbeck, remember, each have 3 fouls. So have to play, don't want them to play tentatively, but they have to be cautious. Panorama will get it. Panorama has been a man-to-man defensive team here in this ball game. In your face all the time, full court press whenever they get the opportunity. Glidden Ralston has picked their moments a little bit more decisively defensively. As you see, Derek Breitbach knock down that basket. 35-32. Danner, nice move on the baseline. Although you can see in the first half, Panorama came out all afire, defensive pressure all over the place, and you, as the opposing team, kind of hope that they burn themselves out just a little bit, or that you can help burn them out. And you saw that a little bit towards the end of the first half as Panorama lost a little bit of that intensity. Of course, it's hard to keep up that kind of intensity for a full 16 minutes. And Glidden Ralston took advantage of it when that happened. They lead it by 5, 37-32. 2 minutes gone by here in the third. And Stanley covers up for Panorama and the Panthers. That one is toe on the line. Nice look from Mike Rosso, who actually got the start in the second half in place of Mitch Kemp, who is on the bench with 4 fouls. Offensive foul called against Andy Pudens. Now, Andy, according to my score sheet, has 4 fouls. And the scoring bench concurs with me. Each team has scored a basket here in the third. Still a 5-point lead for Glidden Ralston. Adam Stringer gets it off now to Breitbach, who's hit a couple now. 8 points for Derek Breitbach. A lot of juniors on this squad. In fact, not a senior on the team. We saw that against East Green as well. Didn't have a senior on the team. Panorama the same way. All juniors and sophomores. Blair Danner finds Tony Whitaker, has it slapped away from behind, and Morris there to clean up the slop. Danner thought about it. Morris will take it, and that's off the mark. Nice hustle by Pudens. Nice effort, just could not get it to go that time. Glidden Ralston. Breitbach looking for 3 in a row. Just a bit short. Cleaning the glass for the Wildcats is Jason Rohrbeck. Whitaker left alone. That's 4 points tonight for Tony Whitaker, who's been in foul trouble this evening. 39-34, Morris. Nathan Seaton will check in, replacing Andy Pudens. The senior with 5 points and 4 fouls. As we approach the halfway point of this third quarter, ball tapped away. Clay Morris takes it all the way. First basket tonight for Clay Morris. And the lead is 7, and that is the largest for either team tonight. Glidden Ralston has held the lead longer than Panorama did, and Breitbach cuts right into that. 10 points now for Derek Breitbach. And the lead is 5, 41-36. Panorama's defense backing off just a little bit. Collapsing things down a little closer to the basket, not putting so much pressure on the guards as they did in the first half. And that could change at any point here, I would imagine. Here's the hot man for the Panthers. I don't know if Morris got a piece of that or not. Officials say no, so the Wildcats will have it. Jeremy David will check in, replacing Clay Morris. Wildcats have a good 1-2 guard tandem. You have Clay Morris starting for you. Nice dump off from Whitaker to Danner. Danner can't get it. Rohrbeck keeping it alive for Seaton. David swinging it around the far side, and a couple unlucky bounces there for the Wildcats. Come away empty on that possession, and the steal by Whitaker up ahead and stolen right back. Still a 5-point lead for the Wildcats. 3 minutes left, third period. Paul Engel. Now there's Derek Breitbach with it. Man-to-man defense being played by Glidden Ralston. Engel had his passing lane shut down nicely by the defense of the Wildcats. Swing it ahead now to Breitbach. Stanley working down low, tries to get it across the lane. Knocked out of bounds by Danner, and Brandon Squibb checks in for Blair Danner. Squibb, nice first half off the bench, 6 points for him. And I'm sure we'll see John Augustus here shortly as well, who ended off with a great first half as well, 8 points. Good inside look to Whitaker. Tony just trying to do everything he can to keep that one alive. Panorama comes away with it. Little bank shot there by Stringer. Glidden also trying to settle things down just a little bit, get under control. Squibb thought about it there. Rohrbeck has it slapped away from behind into the arms of David, and the foul committed by Mike Rosso. That's 4 now on the sophomore. Can't really fault the team, though, when they commit fouls here in this ball game. They're not really dumb fouls, just hustle fouls, and it's always hard to criticize hustle fouls. 5-point lead, 41-36, a minute 55 left, third period. Glidden Ralston trailed early in this ball game by 6, was the most at one point, and came back, and they haven't trailed since. They haven't exactly pulled away here from this pesky Panther squad either. Here's Squibb, other side of the basket, no good, but he is pushed. I believe the foul goes against Paul Engel, and it does. Third team foul. Squibb will be at the free throw line. Schoen Lumber Company in Glidden is the place to go for home or business building supplies. And they carry a full line of building materials, and be sure to take advantage of their free delivery. Call 659-3795. That's Schoen Lumber on West 1st Street, right here in Glidden. Both these teams looking for their second win in conference play. Both standing at 1-1, and Squibb a little bit short on a couple of free throw attempts there. Engel with the ball. The Wildcats, they've elected to play that extended zone defense. David with the steal for Glidden Ralston, and Breitbach with the reach-in foul. How many times do you see that, where a player either misses a shot, commits an error, and then trying to make up for it quickly, commits the foul almost immediately? Very common occurrence. Give Glidden Ralston credit here. They have not lost their composure in this ball game. Whitaker follows up his own miss. No good. A third try for Tony. And that is vintage Tony Whitaker. Aggressive inside play. A shot there by Casey Wood. When Panorama first came out, they were all over the place and caused a few early turnovers. Glidden Ralston did not get rattled, however, and they've kept their cool and have not allowed Panorama to force them into a game they're not comfortable with. And now the Panthers are hitting the offensive boards. Tony Whitaker finally comes away with it. He'll take it up, avoiding the contact. 8 points now for Whitaker. 6 of those here in the second half, as he sat down the majority of the first half with 3 fouls. Shot from the corner, no good. Rebound fought for, last touch by the Wildcats. 7-point lead, that matches the largest enjoyed by either team. Right now the Wildcats have it. 13 seconds left, third period. 10 seconds left. Engel bounces it off to Stringer, and he'll wait for the last shot. Down to 5 now. There's Wood, gets it off to Stanley. He'll fire one up, it's blocked by Augustus. So at the end of 3, Glidden Ralston extending their 5-point halftime lead just a bit. They lead it now by 7, 45-38. Well, we've got 8 minutes left to decide this one. The Wildcats have the advantage right now, leading it by 7, and they have the ball. Brandon Squibb, Jeremy David, Clay Morris, Blair Danner, Jason Rohrbeck in the lineup right now for Glidden Ralston. Morris outside. 4 points for Clay Morris. Behind the head pass, blindly. Got to where he wanted to go, I do believe, as Stringer, the man, letting that one go. Breitbach's been hot. He has 12 points to lead everyone in scoring tonight, keeping his team within 7 points. Rohrbeck. Call the travel on him. I don't think he believes that he moved his pivot foot, but official right there. Back in the lineup for Panorama is number 43, Mitch Kemp, who has 4 fouls. They try to get it into Kemp, but has it slapped away from behind. And Morris, realizing he didn't have numbers, slows it down. David. Jeremy David, little floating jumper there, gives the Wildcats their biggest lead of 9 points and a double dribble. Gets the bench and the crowd up for Glidden Ralston. The Wildcats would like to get to a point they can put this one away. And Squibb turns it right back over. (49-40), 6:40 left. Still plenty of time. Panorama just hasn't had much luck getting the ball inside. They've had better luck from the outside in the form of Derek Breitbach shooting the ball. Tony Whitaker, after a quick breather, checks right back in, replacing Brandon Squibb. Danner works around Kemp, who with those 4 fouls has to lay off just a bit. Cannot get it to go. Back. A charge. That's Stringer called for the charge. We're in the 4th quarter. A little over 6 minutes left as Danner's pass picked off by Engel. And right back comes Panorama. And Stanley says, let's get this thing set up. There's Breitbach with it. That is Stanley. As this game goes on, Glidden Ralston's defense is getting more and more in your face as they lead it by 9. That pass through the hands of Kemp. 3-pointer is good by Stringer. And a timeout taken. 49-43. Glidden Ralston hanging on by 6. Wildcats leading it by 6. They realize they're going to have to break this full court press if they want to finish this one out. And we saw the travel there on Rohrbeck. Still plenty of time, as I mentioned. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball game. Working the ball around quickly as they find Stanley, and he throws it up to Kemp. Misses the bunny. He's fighting for it. It's tapped away by Whitaker. And that absolutely kills you as a coach. Play out of the timeout set up perfectly, and you miss the bunny. Stringer playing tough D at the point. 49-43, the Glidden Ralston Wildcats have led pretty much throughout this ball game. They trailed early by 6, but regained the lead, and they've led ever since. Dangerous pass out by the half-court line, and a foul committed by Stringer. They have one more to give before they're in the bonus. Just over 5 minutes left in this ball game. And again, that's twice now we've seen stepping in that restraining area by Glidden Ralston, the home team, who's very aware of that rule. I don't think I've ever seen them commit that foul before, and they've done it twice in this ball game. Unusual. Morris goes after it. Engel has it. Stanley, they're trying to get it inside to Kemp. They do this time, and this time he converts. Mitch Kemp with 8 points. It's a 4-point game now. David, dangerous pass. Luckily into the hands of Rohrbeck. His jumper no good. And Danner. 4.5 minutes. And Panorama can cut it to 2, maybe just 1 with a 3-pointer. Open as Stanley thought about it and has his pass almost stolen. Now Engel inside to Kemp. Nice ball movement that time by the Panthers. And they've gone to the big guy inside the last 2 times, and it's worked pretty nicely for him. It's a 2-point game now, 49-47. And if you're Glidden Ralston, you don't want to get too lackadaisical. Even though you had the lead, You want to keep very aggressive. And the turnover, another traveling call. 4 minutes exactly left in this ball game. Panorama can tie it up and maybe take the lead.